channel. So today I'm going to be showing you guys how to make this little boy's pants with a vest and a bow tie. So the first thing you're going to do is to cut out your fabric. So this is the fabric I'm going to be using here. You might be able to manage just 1 yard depending on the age of the child, or 1.5 yard. So for this one here, I'm making it for a small 4-year-old, almost like a 3 years old. So the first thing you're going to do is to measure around his waist and then also measure the length. So you see, I folded my fabric into 2. I'm going to go ahead and fold it again. So I'm going to make sure that after folding it again now, that when I measure his hip measurement, which is 20, if I measure it divided by 4, is going to be 5, right, which is here. And then I'm going to make sure that I can fit in some ease to it, because it's never good to make their pants too tight. So I'm going to make sure that I can fit in about 1 inch of ease, or like 0.75 of ease, right? So that can fit in here, and then I have extra 2 inches. So you see, make sure that can be able to fit in here. This extra 2 inches is going to be my crotch. So now I'm going to go ahead and insert all my measurements. So basically, divide their hip by 4 and make sure that that can fit, and then extra like 1 inch of ease inside the cloth, and then extra 2 inches can fit in here. So the hip divided by 4 was 5, and then plus extra like 3 inches here. So that's 8. So when I fold my fabric into 4, I made sure that that 8 can fit in here. So the next thing you're going to do now is to start inserting the measurement. So I'm going to come down here by 2 inches. This 2 inches is going to be the casing for my elastic, because this pant is going to have an elastic here. So this is going to be the casing for the elastic, 2 inches, and then I'm going to fold it down, fold it away, right? Because this is going to be my casing for the elastic, so I folded it away. So now I'm going to make sure that the 40 inches that I need after removing that 2 inches of my casing, the 20 inches I need will still fit in here. So this fits in here, plus extra 2 inches for folding my cloth. So that means I have 22 inches here. So 22 inches is what I have at the moment. So the next thing you're going to do now is to insert the measurement. So the hip divided by 4 is going to be 5, because the hip is 20 divided by 4 is 5, plus extra 1 inch, that's going to be 6. I'm going to mark that here, right? And then the next thing I'm going to do is to come down here and mark in the crotch. So the crotch I'm working with is going to be about 6.5. So I'm going to mark that here. And then you're going to go ahead and connect it up this way, right? I'm going to go ahead and connect it up this way, and then I'm going to give it this curve here. And guys, like I'm going to remind you guys not to forget that you're going to need your seam allowance. So the hip divided by 4 plus the ease, and then also plus your seam allowance, right? That's what you're going to need here. So, and then plus the extra 2 inches that you're going to use for the crotch. So instead of 8, I'm supposed to have about 8.5 here, so that the 0.5 will be my seam allowance. But I already have ease when I measured him. So I already had ease when I measured him, so I can still manage mine and be able to use this as my seam allowance, and it will be free on him. But if you didn't have ease when you were measuring him, go ahead and add the half an inch instead of using just 3 inch, like I said before, which when I explained it before, I said use your hip measurement divided by 4 plus extra 3 inches, 1 inch of ease when you're done sewing it, and then the 2 inches for the crotch. Remember to add at least half an inch so that you have your seam allowance when you're joining this here. So like I said before, I can manage mine the way it is now. So after marking this now, you're going to go ahead and mark the length of your pant again. So for me, that was somewhere here at 20, right? So what I'm going to do now is just around his ankle, right? Whatever you get, remember also to add ease to this again. So the round the ankle measurement I'm going to be using here is about, what I'm working with is like 8 inches. Remember, like I said, I added some ease to it because I'm not trying to give him a pencil pant. So divided by 2 is going to be 4, right? I'm going to add extra 1 inch to it because there's going to be seam allowance coming from this. And then after that, I'm going to just connect this point to this here. Connect it this way. So you're going to mark it like this. So this is going to be his pants now. So you see, I'm going to go ahead now to cut it. All I have to do is to fold this extra 2 inches that I'm going to use to fold the edge, and then mark it this way. You can't cut it, don't cut this straight like this, because then when you go to fold the end, it won't be enough. So you have to fold it in this way and then give it a curve, like follow the direction of that line also. And then now you're going to go ahead and cut this out too. So guys, you see I've cut it out now. So if I fold it out, this is my pant here, and then this is the casing for the elastic. It depends on the size of your elastic. You don't have to do 2 inches like I did, so you can always do like 1.5, or if you're using 1 inch elastic, it depends on you. So that's just it for the casing of the elastic. So now my pant is ready, and so now I'm going to separate it into 2, and then I have one leg here, so, and then this is another leg here, except it will meet at the crotch here. So all you have to do now is just to take it the way it is now, and then you're going to go ahead and open it up like this. So you see how I opened it up and placed it on each other. So all you have to do at this point is just to close up the crotch here, close up the crotch here. So guys, you see I've closed up the 2 sides, and like I said, I'm just using 1/2 inch for the seam. So now all I have to do is to open up this here. So once I open it up now, one leg will be here and then the other leg. So all you have to do now is to close up all this seam here. So you're going to start from one end here and close it up to the other end. But before you do that, don't forget to also go ahead, fold this 2 inches that you left here. Don't forget to fold that in. So you're going to fold it in this way and then tuck in the excess like this, so that the leg will look something like this, right? Tuck in the edge. And then after closing it up, then you can be able to just close it all the way around to the end. And then you're going to fold, don't forget to also fold this edge, the waist. Remember your casing that you folded before, fold it back again, and then go to the sewing machine, fold it all the way around so that you can pass your elastic. So that's basically how you're going to make the pant. We'll move over to the vest. What I'm using for the vest, so what I'm going to do now is to fold it into 2, right? And then I notch the center here, I notch the top part here, and then I'm going to place my tape and make sure that I have the chest measurement divided by 2 plus extra 2 inches. So the chest I'm working with is 22, divided by 2 is 11, plus extra 2 inches. So that's why I have 13 on the fold. And then the reason why I said to notch these 2 ends here is that so when you fold your fabric, you're going to go ahead and give it 1/2 inch. You see that notch that I made here? I made sure to put 1/2 inch on each side, 1/2 inch on each side. And then I'm going to flap it over like this and make sure that the flap is at the edge of this one. And then I'm going to flap this one over and make sure that this one is at the edge of. So you see there are 2 marks here. This one coming on this side is going to, this is just for me to know where my button is going to overlap. So that's why I notched it here, because this is going to be the center. So this the fold on this side is going to overlap on this 1/2 inch on the opposite side, and then this one here is going to overlap on this side. So that's basically it. So now this will help me be able to fold this fabric properly. So now I'm sure that I've folded it. I'm going to go ahead and fold it again and make sure that the ends are equal. So now I'm going to start inserting my measurement. So all I have to do now is to go ahead and, so the shoulder measurement I'm working with is going to be 10, but I'm going to remove 1, divided by 2 is going to be 5. I'm going to remove 1 from it because this is going to be a sleeveless, because vest is normally sleeveless, right? So that means I'm going to have 4 inches of neckline here, and then I'm going to come down in here and put in my armhole. My armhole that I'm working with is about 6 inches, so I'm going to come in here and put in that 6 inches and then connect it this way, right? And then I'm going to come down on the top part here by 1/2 inch here, and then I'm going to put in my neckline, which is going to be 2 inches neckline, and then connect it this way. Just remember to measure from their shoulder to the length that you will need. And remember, this is going to, it's not really like a full length, it's just from their shoulder to their waist most times. So I'm going to go ahead and cut this out and cut out. So for the neckline, I'm going to come down by about 1 inch for the back neckline. So I'm going to connect that here, or 0.75, and then connect my neckline, and then this way. So I'm going to cut this out now. So guys, you see, this is it here. I've cut it out. So I'm going to open it back up again now. So you see, now I have my vest almost. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take out this center part of it now. Place it this way. You see, I'm going to place it this way now. and then I'm going to reduce the back length. So for the back, I'm going to reduce it by like, let's say like 2 inches. So I'm going to go up to the back and reduce it by 2 inches, right? I'm also going to mark a straight line down the armhole, so that the center of the armhole, so that I don't make mistakes. So I need to know where this, to demarcate the front and the back, because remember, this is the back, where the opening is the front neckline. So you're going to mark 2 inches from the end here, come up here, and then I'm going to also go ahead, divide whatever I have here into 2. So from the distance of the front panel, what I have, so I have about, let's say 6.5. Half of it is going to be about 3.25, so somewhere here. And then what I'm going to do is so I'm going to connect these 2 inches at the end here to this point here. So I'm going to connect it down to this here, and then connect it to the back, right? Connect it to the back this way. And then I'm also going to take this part here, and I'm going to go up 2 inches at this end, or 2.5, and then I'm going to blend it up this way. So this is how I'm going to cut it out. So at this point now, I'm going to go ahead, cut this way, cut this up, and then you're going to come up to the neckline. You're going to check the V that you want. So let's say I want my V to come up to about 8 inches down. I'm going to mark 8 inches somewhere here. And then I'm going to mark the V down to that 8 inches, or wherever you want the V to be. So after that now, you see, it's already taking shape. So this is not going to have a side seam, but I can still make another one and show you guys if you want it to have like a side seam, how you're going to do that. So go ahead now, cut out this neckline, cut this out, and then cut it out this way. So guys, you see what I have now. So if I go back now and open it up, so I've cut it out. If I go back now and open it up, this is what I'll have. So if I place back the shoulder on this side, this is it here, and then one overlapping it, so this is it here. So you see, this is going to be my vest now, but I can't sew it the way it is now. I need to cut out exactly this same pattern on a lining. So now we need to cut out our lining. So guys, you see, I've gone ahead and cut it out, right? So, and you see, I cut out lining that is the same color. This is what it looks like now. So all I have to do is just to open this lining up this way. Now you see how I joined mine. So after cutting the lining, I joined all the edges together, right? The armhole, the end, and then this neckline. So now I'm going to flip it inside out. But guys, don't forget to cut off the excess and notch it so that you can reduce all the tension at the edge. So guys, you see what it looks like. You're going to flip it from one of the sleeves. So one of these sleeves is where you're going to flip it from. So after that now, you're going to put it this way and join the 2 shoulders together. But you're going to have to iron it so that you can smooth it out. So guys, now my bow tie is about 5 inches of width and 8 inches of length. Sorry, 5 inches of length and 8 inches of width. So it depends on you how you want yours to be. So I'm going to just fold it this way, inside out. So sew it down this way all the way up, and then flip it inside out. So guys, you're going to go on and measure around their neckline, figure out what the neckline will be. Try not to make it tight, please. And then you're going to take the piece here, and then you're going to fold it at the center. So you're going to just move it together, almost like you're trying to pleat it at the center. And then you're going to take another piece of your cloth. You see, just a very small piece, fold it into the center here, and use this one to wrap around it, right? And then you're going to take the elastic that you're working with at that very end where the elastic is going to join, right? Where you decided to fold it, the exact measurement, you can go ahead and tack it down now, and then take it and place it behind where this bow tie is. Use this one here to wrap around it. So you're going to use this here to wrap around the bow, right? I'll keep on wrapping it, and then after, you use your needle and thread to sew it down. So guys, this is mine here. So this is the bow tie here, right? You see the bow tie, this is really cute. And then I have you can also make instead of making it a trouser, you can make it a short instead of making it a full length trouser. So guys, I've passed elastic at the waist of my pants. This is the length of the trouser here. So this is basically it. All you have to do is to like go ahead and put in like 3 buttons, 1, 2, 3, and then put in the buttonhole on the one that is flapping over. This is the necktie. Put your elastic. So this is basically it here. So thank you guys so much for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. Bye.